today's topic is the dog in Kedarnath. This is a very hot topic these days that I'm seeing on YouTube and Facebook and all the social media, in which a dog from Noida went to Kedarnath for trek, and then he touched the Nandi statue which is there in Kedarnath, Nandiji statue which is there in Kedarnath, and people made a big ruckus on this, that this is completely wrong, and being a Hindu you spoiled everything, and threats were happening to the family, and they were giving interviews in the news and all. So a lot of people asked me that Guru Didi, why don't you say something about it, because you are from Uttarakhand yourself. And yes, I belong to Uttarakhand. Everybody knows that, who are aware and who are my followers. So I thought, since you people, it came in a demand that I should be talking something about this, that whether it was right or wrong. I thought, okay, fine, let me just make this video and clarify certain things in front of people who have this confusion in the mind, that what actually is right. Okay, so first of all, I would like to say that I am a big animal supporter when it comes to anything. Okay, and it's not just about dogs or just about a few animals. All creatures have a right to live, and to get respect also from the human beings also, as well. Okay, so they have their own space, they have their own criterias, they have the right to live in the universe and everything. That's how I want to start this video. Okay, giving the brief as to whatever the reality is, I will talk about it, but then there has to be a balancing act in everything. How? I've already said that I'm a big animal supporter, and I'm a supporter to all the creatures, not just dogs. Okay, and I do understand the fact that the family which took their dog all the way to Kedarnath is, of course, a very it's more of love and affection rather than being religious. Also, I would say this is being spiritual. Okay, there's a lot of difference between being spiritual and being religious. Okay, and people who are saying that the dog should be killed or the family should be penalized, and some sort of an authority or some FIR or something is being done against them and all of that. See, this is all nonsense. Now let me talk in a spiritual way, not in a religious way, but in a spiritual way, to make you people understand a bit whatever I know and I believe in. Okay, see, first of all, humanity is biggest of all religions. You need to believe and you need to understand this. First of all the haters were talking about this. Okay, now if I talk spiritually, okay, yes, it's correct. I have heard that Kal Bhairav, people said yes, Kal Bhairav have come. The Pandits out there in Kedarnath welcomed the dog, Nawab, I think his name is Nawab, if I'm not wrong. Nawab, a very sweet and a very cute looking husky, and so innocent. These are such innocent souls. And yes, see, Bhairav energy which is there, and the Rudra energy of Lord Shiva, these are two energies, but of course belong to Lord Shiva, isn't it? You need to understand this before saying anything. People have been talking about the Yudhishthir story, that yes, the dog went all the way to heaven, and how can you say anything against the dog, that the dog cannot be a part of the temple. So in this context also I want to clarify first spiritually. So there are two kinds of major energies we call as Rudra energies of Lord Shiva and the Bhairav energy of Lord Shiva. Now Bhairav energy is the energy in which all the dogs, the jackals, to the pigs, to these kind of species which are there, okay, the wolf species, they come under the Bhairav energy levels. Okay, and the Rudra energy which is there, this does not come under the Shiv Gan. Okay, spiritually, if I'm talking, if you actually go through the Karamkand thing of the Puranas and the Vedas, this is something which is there, that this has been distributed into two energy levels. So Rudra energy and Bhairav energy, this is a part of the Bhairav energy. All these creatures, all these animals, okay, are under the Bhairav section energy of Lord Shiva, whereas the Rudra energies does not consist of the dogs and certain species which I just mentioned. Okay, which does not mean that if this is a format, when you make a certain note of a certain kind of an energy, because every energy plays a different role altogether. Like in Lord Shiva's stories also, you must have read and seen on televisions also, that why they're different roops, why they're different characters that the god and the goddesses have to change as per the situation, as per the demand of what kind of energy is needed at what particular time. Okay, this is the reason for their roots also to be changing every time. So this is the Bhairav energy. And yes, the Pandit of Kedarnath, when said that yes, that it's in the Lord Bhairav, Kal Bhairav has come in himself, he was right on that part, that yes, they belong to, the dogs belong to the Kal Bhairav energy, and they need to be respected for that. Okay, and of course the Ganga Jal was sprinkled on him, and he was welcomed. Everybody loved the fact that he's done such a difficult trek, and I have done the trek myself. Okay, and all the way by walking, not on the ponies and the khatchars out there, or by walking, and it is a very hard trek. And you need to understand this, there is no fault of that creature. You need to understand that even he has his destiny that he's come up with. Okay, and all the way to Kedarnath he went, and the parents also, okay, Nawab's parents also for that matter, they came with so much of love and affection along with the kid. Okay, so there are two forms of praying to the god. One is through the Karam Kand, and it's actually the literature and all the theoretical things, and one is from the Bhakti form, right? When there's a certain amount of Bhakti form, how are you praying? There are two categories major, but one is the Bhakti form, in which you don't go through the rules and the regulations as such, but yes, touching the feet or touching the statue is something. First of all, he never entered the temple. That is the first thing I would like to say, that he never entered the temple. Touching Nandiji was a very, and that also was said by the Pandit also out there. Okay, this is love and affection. You need to understand. You cannot categorize this that okay, this is something, they have done something majorly wrong and now hell will break out on them. No, this is all nonsense. You need to, first of all, that's why I said you need to be spiritual rather than being religious here. Okay, and understand the love and the affection. There was a correct intention, and always remember that any divine energy will always see your intention rather than the rule book. Yes, now coming back to the status of that, why in the literature form or in the form of our Puranas or Vedas, that why these two energies are different, and what ill effects, if you talk about in a Karam Kand way, it can have on you is this, that if you from the Grihast way of doing things or doing your prayers and meditations, then this is something which will reduce the effect of your pujas and your darshanas. Okay, which does not mean that it is wrong. Okay, it will reduce the effect of your puja and darshana. However, if you're a sannyasi, then no matter it's a dog, it's a wolf, any creature, you can sit along with the creature and do your puja. So basically it is for you yourself, not for the animal. Okay, that is one. That is also if you're following the Karam Kand way of doing things. But here you have to also acknowledge the fact that Nawab and his parents came with a lot of bhakti emotion. Okay, a very pure and innocent emotion. So there is nothing wrong in it, and not Lord Shiva or Nandiji will be annoyed with this. Okay, people are coming with some of them are coming with a picnic thought in their mind to Kedarnath. I have seen that myself. Okay, how about that? If you're a human being but still you playing those DJ songs outside the temple, sitting in front of Nandiji's, and you're dancing and you're having a picnic spot out there. Okay, I have also seen a lot of boys coming there and taking selfies with different dogs which are sitting in Kedarnath, and then kicking them after selfies. Do you think now this is not wrong, that they're actually kicking a live creature, a living creature? So let's keep it very simple, and let's support and value the love and the affection with that. Nobody is talking about that all the way the dog came trekking. He is also with a destiny, his past karmas, that yes, he will go and visit Kedarnath. And thanks to the parents of Nawab is his name, I always forget his name, Nawab, that they encouraged him and they always take him to different religious places and different divine places. I will not even say religious places, divine places. And Uttarakhand has always welcomed the correct intention. It's supposed to be the Dev Bhumi, okay? And you are nobody to decide here that how the God will be pleased. Yes, there are some rules and regulations that it should be followed, but they never did it intentionally. If the Pandit would have told them that yes, it is not allowed here, don't do this, don't touch the statue, they would not have ever done this. That is first of all. That's the first thing. Okay, so let's not make it a big issue. In fact, you should be supportive of the fact that this was done in a love and affection manner. Okay, and if there is any sort of thing, in fact the authorities should be taking care of this, that if this knowledge is something that people are not aware of, because there's a lot of confusion in storytelling also. Okay, we are not aware of complete information. Like I told you, Rudra energies and Kal Bhairav energies, different formats, different processes. So why don't you put that on the board or somewhere, or why don't you educate people about that, or why don't you just write that you can't get your pets along and you cannot get the statues touched by the pets out there. Why don't you write that? You should be writing that in that case. Okay, so the idea is there was no wrong intentions behind this. It was a very pure and a correct information. And I have never, and yes, one more disclaimer I want to put in this video, I have never met the family, I have never spoken with the family, but when this was actually going viral and so many clients of mine called me and said that what is going on, what is correct, you need to come and speak on this. That is the only reason I'm speaking. This is not a publicity thing. None of the family of Nawab have contacted me, or I have contacted them. Let me be very clear on this. Okay, I make my YouTube videos for information and awareness, and this awareness was all about Uttarakhand. And they have also claimed the fact that I've heard that there is no FIR, there is no letter that has been assigned till now from Uttarakhand government for that matter. Okay, so people are just making rumors about it, and I don't know who are those people who are doing all this. So respect the creatures. Everyone has a right to live peacefully and have the devotion and have the correct intention, and they're the most innocent creatures. Trust me, they're better than humans. In Kali Yuga times, animals are better than humans when it comes to the intention and the innocence part. Okay, so let's not even go there. So that's about it. I wanted to clarify the Rudra energies and the Bhairav energies, and there is just leave them alone now. Okay, they have come with so much of correct intentions, and they have visited Kedarnath, they have got blessings from there. Leave it, it's between them and the God. Leave it, because the intention was not wrong. And trust me, the divine energies are always looking for the correct intentions. Okay, no matter how much you pretend in front of the divine energies that you give them several things as bhogs and your prasads to your donations to, and if your mind and your status and your consciousness is not clear, it will never be accepted. Okay, I'll come up with another topic in Kedarnath, which I have another news of Kedarnath that I've recently seen about other animals. What is going on with them? How about that now? Okay, so the next video is going to be on those animals. Okay, so leave this poor dog who went with such a good intention, and spare their family, and be aware of the fact that what is relevant, and you to understand the reality rather than just going and opening a mouth there and talking nonsense about innocent creatures. Okay, so that's about it. Next week I come up with another topic. Till then, goodbye.